you today. It's Sue here, and I help women just completely own their badass selves regardless of their age. I am really into helping women step into the next chapter of their life, whether it is having a career transition because maybe you've been doing the same job for years and years and years and you just don't feel inspired or on purpose with it. So I can help you kind of just start thinking, okay, what do I want to be when I grow up, and activating that. Or maybe the kids are flying the coop and you got the empty nest thing happening and you're wondering, okay, who am I if I'm not a mom? Or maybe you're like me, someone who's obsessed with life purpose and finding that. And that's what I do here. I live my purpose. So I feel like the luckiest woman in the whole wide world to be able to do that. Today, I want to share with you, I'm looking at my computer right now, because I have done another 100 affirmations. A couple weeks ago, I did a chat here on Facebook of the 100 affirmations for a beautiful body after 40. Also on YouTube also. So go on YouTube as well. Today, I want to do 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt. This is a super, super important topic. And, I think a lot about the gray hair thing. Maybe you have come to this page because you found me through my gray hair videos. And you know what? It's not about the hair. If you do want to do the gray hair thing, we always get caught up in the whole hair part of it, but it really isn't about the hair. The women that come to me that are having the most challenges with taking the leap to do the whole gray hair thing, their challenge is that often they have extreme self-doubt. They're not used to being able to back their own decisions, or they don't have supportive people in their life, or there's other stuff going on that they feel doubtful about. So self-doubt is so secret and sneaky, and we don't even realize the ways that it can actually sabotage us. Another way that self-doubt can really play or show up in our lives is if you have a running loop in your head going like, I'm not enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not this enough or that enough, all the enough kind of things going on. That might be something for you. Interestingly enough, and I posted this here on Facebook and I've spoken about it quite a bit, is that when we have self-doubt, sometimes it can act as a way of preventing us from doing what we want to do because we just get so like, it just freezes us up, or feel like, oh, I can't do this, because your mind is just completely playing games with you, so it can almost paralyze you. And then on the other hand, for some women, they did a study on really high super achievers, super rock stars, and they found that many of them were absolutely plagued by self-doubt. But what they did was they would use self-doubt as kind of like their driver. So they would be like, oh, well, I'm going to show you self-doubt. And they would just go extremely hard to defy self-doubt. And they'd really, aim for the fences to really show their self-doubt who was boss. I think both ways are out of alignment because really they're missing the whole point. We can deal with self-doubt right in its tracks. We actually can look at our mind as we do a muscle in the body. We have no problem knowing that if we need to fix our butt or fix our biceps or whatever, we know there's exercises that we do. We know we have to show up and actually do something about them, right? Same thing with our mind. We have these beliefs and these thoughts that go on and on and on, have been kind of been allowed to behave like spoiled children and not being called on for maybe not being true, or for being extreme, or for being limited, or for being damaging and abusive. And these thoughts go on and on and on and on without being checked. But actually, if we say, hey, this thought I'm thinking about not being enough, not good enough, that maybe is either holding me back or maybe forcing me to go through the other extreme of putting myself into great stress and anxiety to achieve and to, kind of circumvent it. These thoughts, I actually can change these thoughts. I actually can start thinking these thoughts and thinking about these negative thoughts and really figuring out what is going on in my head and actually making an effort to replace them with thoughts that are quite empowering. And that's what I've done with this 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt. How would you use these affirmations? Well, what I think is really helpful is if, as I've mentioned for my other live streams, I think this is a really good one to listen to it on your phone and go for a walk and just let these affirmations just sink in. See which ones, you really relate to. See which ones push buttons. And if something pushes a button into you, it might be interesting to go, okay, what about that phrase really pushed a button? Is that something I need to look at? Or is there another way that I can word it for myself that feels more true for myself? Because that's the thing with the affirmations. You can make your own easily. There's only 2 rules with them. The first one is that they're in the present, so you act as if. You're training your brain to believe this is happening now. And the second thing is that you always aim for the positive. So you're trying to look for positive words, things that don't have negative connotations. Sometimes when I write my first draft of affirmations, I might just go ahead and just put like, I don't do this or something like that, so that I can come back and reword that. And to be honest with you, I haven't done a complete draft or a second draft of these affirmations. I just banged them out. And it's actually quite fun to just go on a tear and write down as many affirmations as you have. So there might be some tweaking that I need to do. I'll notice it as I'm reading it through to you. But so to listen to them as, just listen to this broadcast rather than watching it might be helpful. Listening to it, you can take one of the thoughts that I say, or a phrase or 2 that I say that really resonate with you, and write them down, and you can just journal them. You can just write them over and over and over again. I'm a big fan of journaling. I think that's very, very powerful. It's almost like you got to brainwash yourself and retrain your mind to think. And for me, the most powerful way of looking at it has been as if I am doing my sun salutations in yoga, or if I'm doing, having to train myself in a gym, just doing sit-ups or whatever. This is about repetition. It's about getting the mind to start thinking in a different way rather than the loop in your head. And I'll tell you something, it is very difficult. And most people, probably I'd say the majority of people, actually don't want to do this kind of stuff because it is challenging. It takes effort. It's easier to be it's easier for many reasons to still let self-doubt run the show. Probably the one reason why it's easier to let self-doubt run the show, because when we're having a lot of self-doubt, it actually protects us. It actually keeps us safe. It actually keeps us from having to, really step up in the game of life. We can actually stay small. So there's benefits to that. It's the twisted benefits, but there are benefits. So for many people, they're going to think this affirmation stuff and that it's going to be a waste of time and why should they bother. And for others, and I hope it's for you, I hope it's for my community, this is really important to me, that we are people that are always finding ways to think differently, to think in ways that are very empowering. Because isn't it amazing, the idea too, that what if in your 50s, you look at your mindset and you go, this thought's not serving me, this thing isn't helping me at all. What if I started changing it? Can you imagine how much easier your life would be if you're finally just thinking different thoughts, thinking better thoughts than the same garbage that's going around in your head all the time and holding you back? Okay, so it's a choice. So here I'm going to go. I'm going to give you 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt. If you like what I say, I love hearts. I love thumbs up. Share the broadcast if you want to support what I do. I'm going to do more of these 100 affirmations. In fact, I'm going to probably put them all together in a little book. I'll tell you about that afterwards. I should probably have a quick sip of water. Okay, you ready? So if you like something, give a thumbs up. And if also something really rings true, it's like, ooh, I want to play with that one more, write it down. Okay, here we go. 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt. Number 1, I always trust my intuition. I always trust my intuition. The times when I haven't trusted my intuition, 2, I'm always enough. I'm always enough. You hear that one a lot. I'm not enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. Oh, I should backtrack one thing before I go ahead. All of these are about feeling empowered in who you are, but don't get confused. They are not about you knowing everything. They are about having a willingness to learn, a willingness to stretch yourself, but also a willingness to also completely have your back. Okay, got it? So start again. Number 1, I always trust my intuition. Number 2, I'm always enough. Number 3, I trust my judgment. Number 4, I always give myself permission to do what's in my heart and soul. I always give myself permission to do it. A lot of us sometimes think we need permission. It might be a little, a little girl thing that we've carried around all these years. So I always give myself permission to do what's in my heart and soul. It's not only good for me, it's good for the world. It makes the world a better place when I do that. Number 5, I'm worth it. Number 6, every time I go out of my comfort zone, I'm rewarded tenfold. Yes. 7, I completely back my choices. Completely back my choices. 7, that was 7. I completely back my choices. 8, I love making my own decisions. I do. I don't need to get opinions of 5 million people. I don't need to take a poll. I love making my own decisions. I trust my intuition on that. Number 9, I welcome every opportunity to go out of my comfort zone because I will always learn. I will always learn. Whether I get the outcome I'm expecting or not, I'm always going to learn. And that's cool. 10, I never fail because I'm always learning. Truth. That was a kind of mind-blowing concept for me. Because if you have self-doubt, you're probably worried about not being perfect enough, because if you're not perfect enough, maybe you're going to fail and all that stuff. And realizing, you know what, if I just transfer the concept of learning and replacing failure for learning, it's amazing the things that you'll do when you know you can't fail because you're learning. 11, I always deserve to speak my truth. Yes. 12, I confidently express myself creatively and never have to ask permission to do so. 13, I always step up and take responsibility for my outcome. I'm not letting life come and just deliver, life come and rescue me, life come and deliver it all to me. I step up, take responsibility for what I want the outcome to be. 14, I love being a participant in life. I love it. 15, I am brave. Yes. 16, I'm a role model to the women in my life. Never underestimate the power of our gestures. People are watching you. The women in your life are watching you, whether it's your friends, your sisters, your daughters, their friends, your mother. Everyone's watching you to see how you behave, and your behavior when you step up gives others courage. Ripple effect. 17, the more I care for myself, the more I can give to others. Yes, that's the oxygen mask on yourself thing. 18, I deserve the best. Absolutely. 19, I always keep my standards high. That's in people, that's in circumstances, that's everything. Standards high. 20, I always expect a great outcome. Yes. 21, I love being alive and designing my life. That's a concept that many people don't realize is possible, that you can design your life to go the way you want it to go every single day. Does it take effort? Yes, without a doubt. Where are we, Susan? Yes. 22, I love creating new levels of confidence for my family. Some families, the idea of self-doubt is passed down from generation to generation. You get whole, generations that are just plagued with self-doubt and programming of feeling small. And so this is something when you can create new family legacy for yourself. Imagine what happens. It flows on to the generations that come after you and even above you. But this is kind of like creating new levels. You can break dysfunctional family trees. 23, I proudly take full responsibility for my actions. Yes. 24, I always surround myself with great people. That's absolutely true. 25, I always surround myself with an inner circle who loves and supports me. Yes. Does it take effort? Yes. Does it take brave decisions? Yeah. 26, I have amazing friends who inspire me as much as I inspire them. 27, I always carry myself like royalty, like a queen. 28, I always respect myself. 29, I always live my life guilt-free. You know, if you're acting on purpose and if you are coming from the heart and soul and with your intuition and you're doing the best you can with what you've got at the time, guilt, it's very hard for guilt to seep in. You know, you just kind of have, this is one of those times where you start backing yourself. So that's how I feel about guilt. I always live my life guilt-free because I'm coming out of that life with presence and with stepping up and taking responsibility and also working on intuition. 30, I say yes when I mean it and no when I mean it. 31, I always finish what's important to me even when the going gets tough. I always finish what's important to me even when the going gets tough. 32, I always find ways to do what's important to me. Always find ways. There's always a way. 33, I always respect the journey I've taken to get to this point. You know, if you look back at your whole life, here we are right now having this conversation. What were all the points and roadblocks and celebrations that happened to get to this point? It's fascinating, the story that we've, the journey that we've come on, the story of our lives. So this is what's gotten to us at this point. It's to absolutely be respected. Every challenge, every wrong turn, those are the things that we have learned from. So I always respect the journey I've taken to get to this point. 34, I'm great at my job. This is one that comes up a lot in the conversations that I have, where women who are really super proficient and have been at a job for a long time actually forget that they're actually really damn good at their job. And I think it comes down to that not enough kind of thing. You know, we just kind of forget, we disregard the many accomplishments that we've gathered up over the years and how we're really, really good at what we do. And maybe we're not encouraged to say that we're great at our job, or we're kind of expected to disregard that information. But I think it's really important to acknowledge you're in that job for a reason, because you're great at it. I'm great at my job. 35, I take care of myself in every way, all aspects of health. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and financial. Always find ways to, I take care of myself in every way. Yeah. 36, I attract wonderful people in my life. The higher your standards are, and the higher they are in all areas of your life, there's no going back with the kind of people that come into it, that you let into it. No going back. 37, I always find ways to do what I love. 38, I always acknowledge my feelings in supportive ways. So, you know, if something is really bumming me out, I'm going to say, I've got to deal with this. I'm not going to go, you know, eat my emotions away or drink my emotions away or do something that is unsupportive to the feelings. I'm going to deal with my feelings. I'm worth it. 39, I always have firm boundaries with other people and circumstances regardless of what others desire. Boundaries, I'm big, big, big on boundaries. You got to have balls to say no. But it's so essential. It is so essential to well-being. And funny enough, it's kind of like one of those muscles. When you start saying no to certain situations and yes to the ones that really empower you, really helps balance out the whole self-doubt thing in the first place. Firm boundaries. 40, the more I believe in myself, the easier my life is. It's so true. I mentioned before that, you know, it's easier kind of to just hang with self-doubt and to just let negative thoughts run around your head, because then you don't have to do this kind of work. But the thing is that the more you are free of that, the more possibilities happen. The more that you can do, the lighter and funner life is. It's kind of that simple. 41, the more I believe in myself, the more I attract people and circumstances that believe in me as well. Like attracts like. If I'm having heaps of self-doubt, chances are pretty good, and I'm tolerating self-doubt, chances are I'm going to tolerate it in another person. I'm going to tolerate circumstances that, you know, are kind of So, raises everything. 42, I play by my own rules. What's right for someone, it might not necessarily be right for me. I trust that. I trust my intuition. I play by my own rules. 43, I live my life without regrets. Kind of goes back to that one about respecting the journey every decision that you've made, every choice you've made, it might have seemed like something that has held you back, or might have seemed like the wrong decision at the time, but it's what has gotten us to this point right now where we're having this conversation. So it worked out okay. Yes, 44, I always keep promises to myself. I always keep promises to myself. If I have a dream of doing something, it's something that I want to do, I look at that as a promise. I keep that promise to myself. It's amazing how we are sometimes willing to keep someone else's promises, but break our own. I always keep promises to myself. I love being me. I love being imperfectly me. Yes, I wanted to say oui because I've been studying French, but I'll hold back on that for a little bit. Let's see what else. 46, I always live my life now and appreciate every moment. Case in point, here I am talking to you on Facebook, live from my phone at my beachside apartment, reading a list of 100 affirmations. Yes, it's amazing. My life right now is like pinch myself material. 47, I'm here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. The challenge is, are you going to step up and live that reason? You're here for a reason. You're here to make some kind of difference, whether it is in your family, with your close inner circle, or whether it's out in the big world. You're here for a reason. 48, I make a difference in this world simply because of who I am. Nothing special about little old me, but I'm just doing my thing, I'm living my life. I make a difference in the world simply because of who I am, simply because of who you are. 49, I own everything about myself that makes me different. I own it. Own it, baby. 50, I respect my own boundaries. So if I know something's not right for me, if I know it, I just know it, but someone else is saying, do this or do that, I have the right, I have the confidence to be able to say, nope, that's me going over my boundaries. Ain't gonna happen. I respect my own boundaries. 51, I have fun every day. Every damn day. I think that I've said this a few times. I can't say it enough. I think the concept of fun is a completely disregarded element of daily life. I can't see any reason why there shouldn't be an element of fun in everything we do, whether you have the hardest job in the whole wide world, whatever your situation is. I think there should be lightness and fun and laughter every day. 52, I create my own rules of what matters in life. Yeah, I create my own rules. I don't need society to tell me what the rules are. I don't need the media to tell me what the rules are. I know I create my own rules about what a successful life is. 53, I create my own rules about, 52 is I create my own rules of what matters in life. I skipped ahead. Yeah, what matters to me. There might be some things that matter to other people. Fine. Doesn't necessarily mean for me. I create my own rules. I create my own rules about what a successful life is. 54, I always find ways to get the support I need because I 100% deserve it. Yeah. 55, I love taking immediate action with tools and concepts that I know will defy self-doubt. Now, an example of this is we can listen to these hundreds of affirmations and just let it entertain us like a little bit of ear candy, or we can say, you know what, that one about the taking immediate action with tools and concepts that I know will defy self-doubt, I'm actually going to go for that one, and I'm actually going to start writing this down. I'm going to start journaling about it. I'm going to start saying it to myself. I'm going to post it on the wall. That is taking immediate action rather than letting the days go by, time just kind of pass through, and just not doing anything about it. It is amazing how fast time goes by when you don't do anything about things. And then guess what? You're still sitting there with the self-doubt. 56, I have excellent role models who inspire me to proudly live my truth. Yes, absolutely. 57, I am so damn proud of who I am and what I've been through. Yeah. 58, I use the challenges in my life to make me stronger. Yes, I do. 59, these are good. These ones are good. I am a fully formed adult and easily release concerns about what my parents think and feels amazing. Let me say that one more time. 59, I am a fully formed adult and easily release concerns about what my parents think and it feels amazing. 60, I'm a fully formed adult and easily release concerns about my friends will think, and it feels amazing. This reminds me very much, oh, here's the next one too. 61, I'm a fully formed adult and easily release the opinions of society or the media, and it feels amazing. Should say amazeballs with that. These three, you can point them to the gray hair adventure. Do I need to really care what my parents think when I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 20s? Do I need to worry about what my parents think about my gray hair adventure? Do I need to care about what my friends think? Do I need to care about what society or media thinks about it? I'm a fully formed adult. I'm a big girl now. I always wear my big girl pants. That should be one. That might be my bonus one. 62, I am a participant in life. Yes. 63, I always step up to challenges, and that is always more than enough. Goes back to that enough thing, that am I good enough or whatever. If you step up, you show up, that's enough. That's fantastic. That's more than enough, especially for you overachievers out there. 64, I always have free will with my behaviors. I always have a choice, always. 65, I always question and change the things in my life that aren't supporting me 100% without apologies. So I don't need to apologize every time something happens that isn't right for me. I can make the change. If it's not supporting me 100%, I don't need to go into a whole I'm sorry routine. 66, I will always aim for the life of my dreams until the day I die. Why the hell not? 67, I always am curious. Always am curious. I think that's the secret to being ageless, always being curious. 68, the more curious I am, the easier it feels to go out of my comfort zone. If I, treat everything like it's a curiosity, then it's easier for me to creep out of that little square, that comfort zone. 69, I always have faith in my abilities. This one is like that. You remember the phrase, fake it till you make it? Well, a while back, I heard one that I thought was even better, and it was faith it till you make it. Right? You don't have to fake it, because if you're doing something, you are there. You're present, you are doing it. But having faith that you're going to be able to do it, you're going to learn from it or whatever, I think is a much better word than fake. Faith it till you make it. I always have faith in my abilities. 70, I can do whatever I set my mind to. Mindset is everything. Can you see how mindset is everything when you go through these? And if you listen to the 100 affirmations for beautiful body after 40, you can see how much our mind actually completely resists these concepts. So imagine what would be happening if you are really thinking these kind of thoughts all the time. It's exciting, right? It's fun. 71, I always have time to work on my mindset and beliefs. It's a priority for me. It is a priority for me. Spend a lot of time on mindset. It's everything. I think that if you are working on your body, you must have a belief system going on that you are that person that you see in your dreams. You have when you believe it, you act accordingly. It's as simple as that. So it's an absolute priority. 72, feeling positive comes naturally to me. I think it's our natural state, being positive. And, when you think of babies, maybe there's cranky babies, but, I think generally speaking, we're kind of born positive and feeling, and having a bright outlook. And then whether it's our family or circumstances or whatever, make us have to go into survival mode. And that might make us be, have kind of more the glass half empty kind of thing. But I love the idea that actually my natural state of being is feeling positive. Feeling positive comes naturally to me. 73, I always accomplish what I desire because of my abilities and my willingness to learn. It's a winning combination. It's a great one for you high achievers out there. I always accomplish what I desire because of my abilities, you're great at your job, and my willingness to learn. Willingness to note that you don't know everything. It's a winning combo. 74, great things always happen to me. Why not? Why not? 75, I am my own best friend. This one's important to nourish and to believe in, especially if when you start doing this mind work and you start realizing that maybe the people around you, the friendships around you aren't really matching the changes that you make, it's really important at that time to really develop a really strong friendship with yourself at that time, so you don't feel lonely. So even if you're alone, you don't feel lonely. When you're your own best friend, you're more willing to, just like you would trust your best friend's intuition, if you're your own best friend, you can trust your intuition. 76, I always have thoughts that uplift, inspire, and fill me with hope. Why wouldn't you? 77, my life is an adventure and I love being its biggest explorer. Hell yes. 78, I am the star of my own movie. That's a cool one to think, right? Just imagine right now if someone was making a movie about your life. What would you do right now? You know, what would be different? What would be happening in your story right now? 79, I always do what I need to do to feel inspired. So for me, let's say, what do I need to do to feel inspired? For a lot of times it will be, I will go for a walk. I'll do things to really move my physiology, change my physiology. I connect with people that I love. I love listening to music. I love being out in nature. I love art and seeing good movies and going to concerts and stuff. So I look at those things as a priority. They're like nourishment for my soul. I always do what I need to do to feel inspired. They're not special. They're actually part of an essential part of my being. 80, I'm always willing to change directions in life. It's the art of the pivot, baby. You know, just being willing to change directions if something is not working, it's not happening, it doesn't feel good, doesn't matter whether you've invested a lot, whether it's finances or emotions or whatever, you can always be willing to change directions in life. Sometimes we feel like we get so locked in to stuff when it's not even real. Just having a willingness to change directions in life changes everything. 81 of 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt. Because I'm so confident, I'm always willing to try new things, even if it's just changing beliefs, right? 82, it's easy for me to be confident. A lot of people say, oh, it's so hard for me to be confident. I'm not confident. Well, what if we just change that to a statement, it's easy for me to be confident? What would it be like to just be thinking it's easy for me to be confident all the time? I mean, really, you have a choice. It's easy for me to be confident, or I'm not confident. If you're thinking, which thought are you going to choose? Which one would you like to make real? It's your choice. See what I mean? It's cool, this stuff. 83, it's easy for me to ask for what I want. It's easy for me to ask for what I want. Yes. 84, I deserve to ask for what I want, of course. 85, my upbringing is what makes me amazingly fierce, and I channel it in ways that support me 100% and change the world for the better. We have a choice. We can use our story as something that is inspiring for us and we understand it's made us who we are, or we can use it as a excuse to hold us down, to drag us down. But the thing about that is the challenges that we have gone through, whether they're stuff from a long time ago or recently or whatever, that's finding the solutions to those challenges can actually change the world in a very profound way. So we can, talk about all the things that we're hard done by in our life and all the things that were so bad, or we can say, you know what, that stuff made me who I am, made me a complete badass. So my upbringing is what makes me amazingly fierce, and I channel it in ways that support me 100%. I don't use my upbringing to drag me down and the challenges that I face to hold me back and to drag me down and to make me sick. No, I use them to support me 100% and change the world for the better. Do you like it? If you like what you're hearing, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm on track here. So I want to do more of these. Where were we? Oh yeah, 86, my confidence always exceeds doubt. I really, really love that one. My confidence always exceeds doubt. Again, you have a choice. Do I want to be doubtful or would I like to be confident? Those both things might be a bit of a stretch. Well, you know what? I'll stretch myself with confidence, see what happens. 87, I'm worthy of all the things that my heart and soul desires. I'm worthy of it. 88, I'm my biggest cheerleader and I'm always there for myself. If you're not your biggest cheerleader, who is gonna be it? You need to be your knight in shining armor. you know, so many people, I think they put their life on hold because they're waiting for someone else to go, rah, rah, you rock. You got to get to the first, be there first. You got to pick up the pom-poms first. I'm my biggest cheerleader, and I'm always there for myself. 89, I'm bold. Yes. Number 90, I'm a badass, and I'm proud of it. Yes. 91, I love expecting only the best for me each day. 92, every day is an opportunity to be 100% moi. Okay? Every day is an opportunity to be 100% me. 93, I believe in myself every single day. When you do these kind of affirmations, can you see how that could be true? When you're doing that every single day, can you feel that, you know, these things inspire you and lift you up? So this would help you believe in yourself every single day versus feeling you're not enough, doubting yourself. 94, we're getting there, guys. Feeling confident is as natural to me as breathing. 95, I run my own race and I always trust the pace. I like that one. I like being able to make a rhyme. That was cool. I ran my own race and I always trusted the pace of that one. 96, I work in environments that uplift and energize me. Now, was talking to someone about who was working in a very toxic office, and I asked them what did their office space look like, what did their desk look like, and you know, of course, it was a mess, and it wasn't inspiring, and it's like, you know what? Start there. Don't worry about the toxic office. Just start with what you can control. Bring yourself flowers. Give yourself, you know, something nice on your screensaver. Just figure out there's always ways to make your environment nice. Make it somewhere that uplifts you and energizes you. You deserve it every single day, every damn day. 97, I love practicing new ways to believe in myself. Make no mistake, this is a practice. This is a practice. This is not instant gratification, and it's the reason why a lot of people will not do this. Because will you feel the effects of this every day? Or from day one? Maybe. Maybe not. You have to be really in it to win it for this one. So it's just being willing to practice. I love practicing new ways to believe in myself. This is a practice as much as going to a gym would be a practice, as much as doing your yoga every day would be a practice, as much as sitting in silence would be a practice every day, as much as brushing your teeth or making your bed is a practice. This is practice, new ways to believe in yourself. 98, final 3. I'm always willing to think thoughts and create beliefs that make me feel wonderful about myself. When you think about it, isn't it ridiculous that we're used to doing the opposite? I'm always willing to think thoughts and create beliefs that make me feel wonderful about myself. 99, it's the perfect time for me to feel enough. It's not too late. It's not too freaking late. I don't care if you are 110 watching this right now or older. This is the perfect time to feel enough. Okay? It's really important. And 100, I push through self-doubt like a superhero. If you have to imagine yourself with the cape and a crazy headband and tights and high heels like Wonder Woman, if that's what you have to, you know, just imagine yourself as being a badass superhero to push through self-doubt, do it. Some stuff actually takes superhero effort, and if it helps to just imagine yourself as an awesome superhero, then my dear, go for it. So those are 100 affirmations for defying self-doubt, and I'd love to know what you think. I'm going to do more of these. I think I'm definitely going to do one for gray hair. I'm going to do one, I think, for being an ageless badass. I'm going to do one for, I don't know, I'm going to do a bunch of them. And I'm going to turn them into something. It might be a book. I'm not quite sure what. I think it's definitely will start off as a book, and we'll see where it goes from there. But what I'm also going to do is I'm working on these kind of over a period of 10 days to see how many I can come up with in 10 days. And what I'm doing is I'm following the format of my latest offering. It's an audio course called Write Your First Book in 10 Days After 40. And every day a little audio program comes to your email, and it helps walk you through actually writing your first book in 10 days. So I'm going to use this program as a way to actually turn all these affirmations that I'm doing, into an actual book that I just create over 10 days. You really can write a book after 10 days. And I feel really passionate about this course because I really want women to confidently transition into the next half of their lives. I want them to live on purpose. I want them to be able to make money. I want them to be able to do the work that they love. I want them to stretch themselves creatively in ways they never have before. And for me, writing a book has been able to give me those things. So it's taken me, I've just finished my 4th book. It'll be published on September 1st. So it's taken me about this amount of time to figure out the ways to teach this concept. So that's what you will get. I'll put a link in this description as soon as I finish the broadcast, and you'll find some information on it just over the most recent posts anyways. But it's called, Write Your First Book in 10 Days After 40. And it's especially for women after 40, because I think a lot of us imagine that writing a book is so difficult. We go through all these years thinking it's so hard. And then we've got these embedded beliefs. These kind of beliefs, these self-doubts about, oh, maybe I don't have it in me to write a book, or, who am I to write a book, or what's so special about me? All those kind of things, we have those beliefs going on. So I love that in this course, I actually help you through those beliefs while I also tell you how to do the practical stuff of just, writing the things that help you write stuff you need to write every single day, but also just helping you feel good about being a writer. This course actually turns you into a writer. So I would love you to check that out. It is an early bird special on it that goes until this Friday, August 19th. You can get it anytime after that. But if you're an action taker and you like to save a couple bucks, you'll want to sign up for that now. One more thing, a way that I can work with you one-on-one, is through my upcoming Inner Circle Mastermind. That starts on September 1st for 6 weeks. Online, live, you, me, and some other like-minded women from around the world who are really committed to living their best life ever will be going on a journey where you will be able to work on whatever it is you're working on, and you'll have me as your coach, the other women as a cheerleader. We do live group sessions every single week. I do live streams like this, just addressing exactly what the group needs every week. We have our own private Facebook group. We do emails. You get lots and lots of resources from me. In fact, the women in this upcoming September 1st are going to get an audio version of the 100 affirmations for an amazing body. I also give stuff away in there too, so you kind of get treated like a very special person. So this is a very cool way to work with me, and you can find out more information on that at thechangeguru.net/mastermind. Okay, well, I got to do my yoga practice. And then, I'll do my yoga, and I think that might wrap up my day for me. But thank you so much for listening. If you like what I said here, if anything rang true, I'd love to know your feedback. Give me hearts. Give me some love. I always think it's so funny when people do the love heart thing. It cracks me up. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate having these times to be able to talk with you and share with you what's going on, and hopefully ways that I think can really rock your world and change your life. All right, I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. See you soon. Bye.